What's up, everybody? Happy St. Patrick's Day 2026. I am not wearing green today, but I'm participating in life in greenery, so I'm gonna count it. I am one with nature, and I will accept nature's greenness as myself. Loophole. So here I am, a little bit less than a week, actually a week from tomorrow. I fly out from Virginia to Atlanta to meet my cousin who's gonna drive me the hour and a half or so to Amicalola Falls State Park, where I'll begin my 2,200 mile, 6-month or so Appalachian Trail hiking adventure. It's starting to get real as I'm doing these training hikes and bikes and traveling all over the country, experiencing different temperatures, different altitudes, and it's been awesome. In the last 3 months, I've put about 9,000 miles on my vehicle, and I've been all over. I've been from the East Coast to the West Coast, went from Virginia down to San Diego with pit stops in Florida, Texas, Colorado, Utah. Went down to Arizona for a while, did some 2,000 miles of motorcycle riding and some hiking and biking while I was out there. And then went out to San Diego for a few days and spent some time biking on the beach and just enjoying the beautiful sights out there. But now I'm in Texas. I was actually on this same trail on my mountain bike about 2 months ago. And if you haven't seen from past videos, I guess I was still recovering from a brain hemorrhage that I had back in September, now about 6 months ago. And it was tough. I got to about the spot I am right now, a little bit further back behind me, and there's a big hill. And I had to come off the bike and rest for like 20 minutes, catch my breath, and then I had to turn around. I couldn't go any further. And I was actually worried I wasn't gonna make it back the 4 miles or so back to the trailhead from where I'm at. But I did, and just kept hiking and biking and training. And today, I don't know if you can see, but I've got my full pack load almost, minus probably about 4 days of food, so that'll add about 5 or 6 pounds probably. But I'm probably sitting about 30 pounds right now, and it feels good. Like, this is mostly flat land, so I know the hills and mountains in Georgia are gonna be a struggle, and I've been doing a lot of mountain biking and a lot of squats and stair stepping and stuff like that to get ready. A lot of hikes on pretty steep mountains in Arizona and California. So yeah, it's gonna take some training to get up to north of 15 to 18 miles a day, which is my ultimate goal. But I feel comfortable starting out. I feel like my body's gonna hold up, and you know, I was legit worried about my lower back and my knees, which I've had many problems with in the last 10 years or so. But the more I train, the stronger everything seems to get. And my cardio's good, and my will is there. Like, I feel good about this experience. I've had a few moments of doubt over the last couple of months as I've migrated from place to place and been training. But, you know, that usually passes within a day or so. And then the next day I feel good, and I take it easy, and then the very next day I get out and train again. Like, that's just life, right? So the neatest part about this adventure, as I continue to express, is just the people that I'm meeting along the way. I went out and met up with one of my dad's. My dad died in 2007, but his best friend was a guy named Pete, and he lives out in Quartzsite, about 2 hours west of Phoenix, Arizona. And he's been on the road in an RV for the last 25 years. And he's 75 years old, still RVing, still biking on his motorcycle, and still off-roading in his Jeep. And I met up with Pete, hadn't seen him in like 19 years, and we had lunch, and it was just a very inspiring thing to reconnect with somebody who's lived decades of a adventurous life and just realize, like, it is possible. Like, you can set your destiny and your desire, and it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. And you know, he finds like free or cheap land to camp on, and he's got his full off-grid setup, and it just works. He just follows the weather around and goes to beautiful places all the time and meets with other people who live this free and open lifestyle of doing what they want and not being subject to the noise and the chaos and the stress of 9 to 5 work and living in the big city, etc. So anyhow, from there I went out to Joshua Tree National Park in California. Didn't really know much about the place, but I'd saw it on the map and I'd heard of it before as like a sort of like a spiritual kind of destination. So I went out there, set up camp for a couple nights of tent camping, and almost immediately this cool dude Dave, maybe he'll watch this, Dave came up and asked me how to pay for the campsite. And no shit, we like hung out for 2 days just talking and chatting about life and experience and everything, relationships and society and like ideas of how we could fix the world. Like you get into deep discussions and ideas start flowing. So, and then when I went out to San Diego, Dave was from that area, so he showed me around, and we biked like 20 miles up and down the coast and got to be introduced to such a beautiful place by somebody who knew it well and grew up there. So you sometimes can tell, like when you run into a person and connect immediately, this is going to be like a long-term friend and influence in your life, and it definitely felt that way. And Dave and I ran into another guy named Charlie at the campsite, and it was so cool just to like sit around the campfire in front of like this 50-foot tall giant rock formation and under the stars, and Charlie had his little dog Lucy there, and we all just like sat around talking about life, man. Like these are people I had just met hours before and connecting like brothers. It's like sometimes you just realize like all of our souls are pretty much the same, and we just want a little peace and serenity from time to time, and when we get that, connection comes naturally. So that's the thing I look forward to the most on the Appalachian Trail hike. Yeah, the scenery is going to be amazing, and the hiking and the going from town to town and just all the different places. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating, but I can't wait for the people and the connections and the interactions that I'm sure are going to blow my mind as they have over these past several months. So let yourself be free, let yourself enjoy your life, project positivity and love for the world, love for other people, and I promise you'll naturally find others who are of that same vibration magnetized to you as well. And along the way, maybe you'll get to appreciate some pretty awesome scenery at the same time. So anyhow, 1 week to go, a few more training hikes and 1,500 miles of driving. I've got to make my way back to Virginia in the next few days and help my oldest daughter move. So I'm gonna be doing some heavy lifting and hopefully don't throw my back out, knock on wood, and then the hiking will begin. So can't wait. Looking forward to more of these in the future. Stay blessed. Love you all.